this is about loyalties and beliefs. A lot of these people work in huge outlets. How do you handle loyalties and beliefs?
A salesperson should have no loyalty to any product. He has no business, it's the customer's business to be loyal to a product. A salesperson, why should he be loyal to any product? He should sell whatever sells well, right? Are you trying to run a business or are you trying to propagate a philosophy?
Most businesses today say that we don't sell a product, we sell philosophies. Like certain soaps are not supposed to be soaps, they are a self-expression of people.
I must tell you when you're a salesperson, it is not for you to judge which customer is smart, which customer is stupid, okay? Only you can be smart or stupid. Customer has the right, it's his money, he can choose to buy whatever the hell he wants. It's not your business to judge, oh, this is a stupid customer, this is a smart customer, no. Your smart or stupid is the only question. Customer is the king because it's his money. He can buy whatever the hell he wants, it's nobody's business, it's his money.
In today's day and scenario, what is it that service, as you said earlier, it is what the other person thinks of you, not what you think of yourself. What is it that you would like to share with the people out here about the role of service and equate it to the meaning of service in our lives?
About this service business, so we need to understand this. In our lives we do many things. When we do many things, we find in certain areas of life, the more opportunity we get to do something, more privileged we feel. In certain other places, we think whatever little we do, we are doing too much. When do we feel that we are doing too much for somebody? When we have no love for them of any kind, our heart is barren, then if I lift a pin for you, I feel I have done too much for you already. Because I've done great service for you, picking this up and giving it to you. But if I have love for you, not as love for you or love for somebody else, simply that, see, we need to understand this. Certain pleasantness of your emotion is love. If you hold yourself in a certain pleasantness of emotion and you're loving, not just to this or that, you're just loving, then you will see you're willing to do as much as you can do. Of course, there are limits to our physical ability to do things, but whatever I can do, I will do. In anybody's life, this is all there is. In our lives, if we do not do what we cannot do, there is no problem. But in our lives, if we do not do what we can do, we are a disastrous life. So, first of all, bringing ourselves to a place within ourselves that we ourselves will not be a restriction to our own ability to do things in the world. This is only possible when you have love for everything around you. Love is not about somebody, first of all. Love is the way you are, when you are loving. As you are happy, you can be loving. Pleasantness of the mind may be called joy, pleasantness of the heart may be called love. So if you are loving, then doing whatever you can do in a given moment is natural. If you do that, will the customer stay with you? Of course. But this is not a trick. We were conducting a program for the top 25 executives of Microsoft. There were 25 of them, two-day event, and I have 9 volunteers. Our volunteers are always on their toes doing everything possible that they can do. These people just look at them and say, Sadhguru, where do you get such people? You know, they're always looking for attrition. I say, no, you don't get such people, you got to make them. How do we make them? I said, you have to make them fall in love with you. How do we make them fall in love with us? I said, first you have to fall in love with them. They said, oh, they don't pay us for that. So in this context, if you work, now work will be a pain. On the surface, something else, your remunerations or recognitions may keep you going, but it will suck the life out of you. But if your work is an expression of who you are, if your work is an expression of your joy and your love in your life, you don't have to worry about service. Service exists only where the heart is barren. If your heart is full, for everything that comes in front of you, you will do your best. When you do your best, things will happen, both for him and for you. Above all, your life will get enriched with work. Activity will enrich you. Activity will not drain you. All of us in Isha Foundation, I have driven all of them into this kind of madness. Every day is 20 hours a day, 7 days of the week, 365 days. Today, a few thousand people have gotten into this state, all of them are on 7 days of the week. People think these people are… what are they, possessed with something? But joyfully they'll go around and do. See, it's not even 24 hours since I landed from United States. Already I've finished 2 events and come and I'm traveling to Delhi today evening. So people ask, are you trying to kill yourself? Anyway, you're going to die. Are you going to die of exhaustion or boredom? I don't want to die of boredom for sure, that's decided. I may die of exhaustion, but that's okay. At least you're doing what you really care to do. In your life, if you're constantly creating what you care to create, then you find you don't have to do any service. If I ask all of you, doesn't matter retail or wholesale you are, for yourself and for everybody around you, what is it that you want to create? To create a peaceful you, a joyful you, a loving you is what you're looking for, isn't it? You're trying to achieve it in so many different ways. Pleasantness within yourself, is it not very important? Hello? You want to be a pleasant life. What is it that you want from your life? You want your experience of life to be as pleasant as possible. You may call it peace, you may call it joy, you may call it pleasure, you may call it health, you may call it love, you may call it ecstasy. It doesn't matter what you call it, essentially different levels of pleasantness. If you try to create outside pleasantness, that's called success, if you succeed in having that. Otherwise, pleasantness in your experience of life. If you create this for yourself, that if you sit here, you are 100% pleasant within you. When you are feeling wonderful, if I meet you, any one of you, I'm sure you are a wonderful human being. But when you are feeling nasty, when you're feeling miserable, when you're feeling frustrated, if I meet you, you could be a nasty human being, yes or no? Is this not true for every human being? So instead of doing service and sacrifice and all kinds of terrible things in this life, if you keep this piece of life in a very pleasant condition, you will always be pleasant to everything and everybody around you. There is no effort in this. The only effort you have to do is to figure out within this how to keep this pleasant, little sadhana, to keep this one pleasant. If you keep this pleasant, every act, every thought, every emotion that you generate will naturally be pleasant, yes or no? Yes or no? If I meet you when you're very happy, are you not a wonderful, wonderful human being? Almost 24% of our time, resource and energy has been spent in the prisons, both in India and outside. If you look at this, the history sheets of these people, normally we're working with long-term prisoners, they have done terrible things in their life. I know them very well now. If you let all of them out tomorrow morning, at least 50% of the people will do the same things again. They're not by intention, many of them, by compulsion, they'll do the same things. But when they are with me, they are most wonderful people, okay? They're very exuberant, joyful, highly spirited, wonderful guys because I just keep them happy when they're with me. This is true with every human being. Unfortunately, in this world, we've always been trying to produce good people, which is a serious mistake. Good people have done terrible things on this planet. The more good they think they are, more terrible things they've done to other people. But a joyful person very rarely does anything harmful to somebody else because it doesn't occur to him. He's not trying to be good, he's just feeling wonderful. Naturally, he will do wonderful things to people. We have to invest in producing joyful and sensible human beings on the planet, not good people, because the more good they are, the more they are in conflict with everything else. Please see, where is the conflict? The more good you think you are, the more fighting you are. We don't need good people, we can send them to heaven. But on this planet, we need joyful people, we need sensible people.